for decoder. And the reason I'm just showing this is I just want to show my support to Game Freaks here because, as of right now, people still, well, they're giving them a hard time. And of course, Nate Jank did a video about how some people still, sadly to say, bothering Junichi Matsuda of Game Freaks during his birthday. And yeah, I mean, it is a business, but all I can say about that one is there's a time and place to do it, and doing it during his celebratory of his birthday, not cool. I might give my thoughts about that in response to Nate Jank, but not in this video. Hello guys, NautoAis here, and this is, believe it or not, a response to Nintendo Prime on an old controversy, but I finally decided to talk about this. And I kind of did a hint on my main channel when I was doing some product showcase with Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yes, folks. So to some extent, I'll be talking about the whole controversy of, I think, Junichi celebrating his birthday, and somebody like a Pokemon fan decided to be, well, difficult and got in his face on his personal Twitter. So, okay, so for people who don't know what's going on, so of course, if you've been following Pokemon Sword and Shield, now, as of right now with the expansion, it got better, more Pokemon are in the game. But in the beginning, one of the controversy was the lack of the national deck, because not all Pokemon are in it due to development challenges. So, of course, the super fans were not happy about it. And then fast forward, there was a Twitter celebrating, I think, Junichi's birthday. And someone said, yeah, it's so awesome about your birthday. Still, man, you kind of ruined Pokemon Sword and Shield with the lack of national decks. And then the guy responded was, can I at least celebrate my birthday at peace? So the whole point of that one is basically, it's what I call this, getting in their face, constantly reminding them of their wrong decisions, supposedly, and to never forget, even so you're putting it in the wrong place. So you basically responded to someone's personal Twitter celebrating his birthday so he doesn't forget. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. Not so much about that, because one hand, I do understand. In the other hand, that's not cool. There's a time and place. That's not it. So what I'm basically want to give my thoughts, and I done this, I'm guilty about it, is what I call getting to the corporate's face. So what does that mean? Is, well, here's an example for me. Of course, been following my vlog channel about PlayStation. What do I always complain about them? The content policy bullshit rule. Yeah, so once in a while, if I have a chance, I would get in their face. And another one, probably also mostly in Facebook, and apparently I became synonymous there to some extent. Not so much, but it's just funny. Is every time Tecmo Koei put up a new game, the first thing I'm always going to say is, oh, are you going to provide a paid English dub for $50? LOL, troll. And once in a while, I would do that. And you might say, why? Is it trolling? Are you trying to piss people off? Are you trying to make a statement? Do you want it to be loud? Yada, yada. Well, the answer is, to some extent, yeah. I mean, that's what it is. So, first of all, the fact is, getting people's face, yeah, it's not good. But sometimes when push comes to shove, if you want to make your voice heard, and that's really it, make your voice heard, you're going to do whatever it takes. There should be timing. That's the key thing. But sometimes, sometimes it just goes really south. And, like, for me personally, it's awesome that people have a voice. I know I've seen a lot of people complain about it. And even I watched this one YouTube stream about the controversy with Resident Evil 3. I mean, that was, to some extent, that one, yeah, I didn't agree with it because it wasn't really meant to be fan service. But one of the person there said the problem is people have voice, which they shouldn't. I disagree with that. I think in this time of age with social media, voice are good. The problem is how they approach it, how the direction goes, and how sometimes it gets abusive. That's the problem. There is a time and place. There's a timing for it. But sometimes when you're frustrated because you're passionate about something and you're so angry, you'll just do it. Trust me. One example, I kind of went too far, but you know what? It is what it is when every time I reply to Sega and Ryogo Koto team, which is the Yakuza, this is prior to Judgment. I always say English dub. Can they put English dub? I would like Mark Hamill, English dub. And there was also a point that I also tagged this one guy because he was a fan of it to a point that he got really irritated and said, "Can you please stop it?" And yeah, I probably shoot the guy just because I don't want to mess with his feed. But I'm also gonna say, well, you can always just unfollow me. I'm not gonna stop about that. I'm gonna get to the company's face. And also, yes, folks, that's a key word. Do it to the company, not to the person themselves. That's a different. Like I think the case with the Pokemon situation, they did it on his personal Twitter. If you do it in the Pokemon company, makes more sense. Don't do it on a person because to some extent they have no control. Company wise, it's more broader. So, but the bottom line is, like according to him, yeah, it's just tiring because why is it? It's to some extent it's called repeated offense. Yeah, that's a downside of getting someone's face is repeat offense. So the whole point first, why is it called getting their face? The main objective is, as jerky it may be, is to constantly, yes, it is negative, but constantly to remind the company. That's the key word. The company, do not forget the situation because if you don't talk about it, not a lot of people talk about it. They'll forget. They're gonna say, "Oh well, people don't talk about it. I guess it's not a big deal." So, but if you want to make it a big deal, you get in their face. Yes, it's wrong, but sometimes if you're that frustrated, you do what you do, and they can just block you. But again, remember the difference is a personal Twitter versus a company Twitter is that personal, which is their own, they can block people. That's fine. Company wise, they can't. They're not supposed to because they represent the whole people. I mean, that's why it's called a company. I know I heard some people on Twitter say they were being blocked, so yeah, that's not cool. They shouldn't. But again, it's probably just the constant reading is getting tiring and frustrating because yeah, it is getting frustrating. That's the whole point. Because again, like I said, the whole point is to get to someone's face so they never forget. But it becomes repeated offense, which is because of the constant of hearing it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It gets annoying. Like a good example here, and credit to James Chen on his Ultra TV, is that Ed Boon apparently, as of right now, two things that he's getting in his face on social media. One was how the characters are less appealing, the female one, but according to Ed Boon, he wanted to go to a different approach. I have nothing to say about that one. Again, that's his creative direction. If he wants it to be like that, hey, you can't really deny it. Maybe he changed his mind, whatever. That's a different story there. But the other one that, believe it or not, apparently Ed Boon get really irritated is when's Mileena, when's Mileena, when's Mileena, when's Mileena, when's Mileena, and again and again and again, to a point that it gets frustrating. And apparently Ed Boon even said, I guess he talked to some people that he was getting tired every time you look at his Twitter because sometimes he needs to get to find information, just feedback. The first thing he sees it, where's Mileena, 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 Mileena. Same goes with Sakurai. Where's Simon Belmont, King K. Rool, Ridley, 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 Ridley. To a point that Sakurai said, here's Ridley in Ultimate, now shut up. So yeah. So that's about repeated offense. I mean, getting in your face. Is it necessary? In my personal opinion, to some extent, yes. However, like I said, there's also a key of timing. When to do it right, when not to do it. Doing it right is, say, if a new game comes out, maybe within 2 months, maybe if they show a trailer and there's no dub, that's when you do it. I mean, for me, it was English dub, but whatever. It can go with also with other things. You don't do it constantly every time they post something, and you should be doing it on personal social media accounts also. That's the thing. Because yet it is get tiring, but to some extent, like I said, if you want your voice to be heard, because having a voice, in my personal opinion, it's not just a good thing. You gotta do that. You gotta get in their face to be a repeated fan. But yes, the negative about it is it gets irritating. It makes you look bad. To some extent, it does make the gaming community look bad. To some extent, Resident Evil 3, like I said, in the same stream that I watched, apparently one other person said that there was a guy who basically started to bitch and just had a knee-jerk reaction to why he's irritated, to why people complain about this. That why don't you complain about the game itself, the content? Why are you complaining something about Jill not being sexy? Like that's all you guys you want to what people call it flap. So and I did talk about the censorship part, and like I said before, gist of it is if it's meant to be fan service, then don't deny it. Kind of like what Sony did. Ayukana meant to be fan service, and Sony said no. That's censorship. It's when the creators just said no, I just don't want Jill to be sexy. That's not censorship because that is that person's creation. Two different things there. So, yeah, that is my thoughts on what I call it getting in the company's face. So, like I said, do it in a company, do it timely, be considerate to some extent. At the same time, don't do it personally, like that one guy did on Junichi's Twitter, because again, that's just like, come on, that's just low blow. But you gotta keep in mind, getting in their face also mean repeated offense and people get irritated. They get tiring. They don't want to see, kind of like I said about Ed Boon, where's Mileena? Where's Mileena? Where's Mileena? Mileena, Mileena, Mileena. It gets tiring to a point that they're like, shut up, please, like that. So yeah, but like I said, there are good things, bad things about getting your face. Again, it is just a perspective business, but sometimes it just gets really frustrating. So those are my thoughts in response to Nintendo Prime on the Pokemon controversy with Junichi's birthday at the time. I mean, it is unfortunate, but like I said, in that one, they are rectifying. You just have to wait and see. Because if you can notice, I think the new Pokemon they're going to introduce is the second half of the Pokemon expansion pass, the Crown of Sundra. So it kind of makes sense there. So, yeah. So with that, I'll see you guys later.